Good evening, everybody. You are watching the WSL Post Show. What a day. Really, the opening day for competition for the men. Completing that opening round to set up some big heats in the round of 32 and also the elimination round, scoring on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Thanks for being with us on the Harvey Norman host set. Joe Turpel, Felicity Palmatier, and Richie Lovett, who really enjoyed the day.
Oh, it was an amazing day of competition, and Western Australia turned it on once again. Light winds all day, and we saw some amazing surfing.
God, and a more Aussie saying, how do you talk about a great afternoon like this with a beautiful sunset, Rich?
It was a ripper, mate. No, but it really was. Yeah, it was a great over. But yeah, as Flick said, you know, once we did get underway, the competition was at an extremely high level. We knew it was going to be kind of high performance surfing out at main break today, and our surfers delivered.
One man we've been following for, well, a very long time, over 3 decades. Kelly Slater himself was really looking unstoppable today. I think he's really just seizing the moment and the energy at this point of his career. He had time for everybody up at the contest site and then absolutely blitzed this heat, which included world number 1, Joao Chianca.
Yeah, look, Kelly just looks in fine form. He looks determined. And, yeah, I loved how strong he came through in this heat. I mean, look at this turn here. Layback jam in the pocket. Kelly's looking spicy.
Vintage Kelly, just power gouges. He looked really just so confident in all of his decisions, especially on that opening turn. One of the most powerful surfers that's been around for a long time. And Chianca put together some great numbers as well. 717 in this heat as he finished in second.
Yeah, Joao, you know, this was always going to be an interesting heat. It's kind of, you know, the future versus the future past, in a way, if that makes sense at all. But Kelly was looking really, really good. And, well, while Joao put in some great waves, it was Kelly who took the win. And I loved how that board looked, actually. You know, I think it was a blessing in disguise. He was saying that his board that he was planning on riding broke. So that's a good thing, because that board looked spicy. It looked unreal.
Oh, it sure did. Look at that win for Kelly over world number 1, both advancing on into the round of 32, and Jack Thomas will get another shot in the elimination round. But how about the North Shore local boy from the island of Oahu, Baron Mamiya, finishing off in a great way in the sunset. Baron's hanging out with Stace.
Oh, sorry, Joe. I was just catching up with Baron here. Got lost in a beautiful afternoon sunset. Baron, well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks. The waves were pretty fun. It's a little choppy and like chattery up the face, but there's still some fun waves.
Must feel good to win a heat in the white jersey. Obviously massive for your seeding coming into round of 32.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely in a different position than I was last year. But, you know, just trying to embrace it and have fun and just go surf some waves.
What are some of the thoughts you're trying to embrace?
Just, you know, there's a lot of, obviously there's pressure to stay on tour and stuff. I'm below the cut. But, you know, just I'm gonna be in pressure my whole career, so just trying to get used to it. And you know, sometimes this makes, like, when you're under pressure you can perform better sometimes, you know, and that's just kind of what I'm trying to do, and just stay calm and just have fun.
You must take some confidence out of people like Joao Chianca and Molly Picklum and where they're at right now versus this time last year.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Joao is #1 in the world. He's insane surfer, so is Molly, and you know, it's insane to watch them. You know, they fell off last year, got back on, and they're both, you know, killing it, obviously. So yeah, drawing a lot of inspiration from that. But, you know, just focusing on myself and my surfing, and once I'm on the waves, just focus on just what's in front of me.
Absolutely. I know it's late in Hawaii, but I'm sure you've got some friends and family tuning in at home. Did you want to say g'day?
Yeah, what's up to my brother and my mom and my dad and everyone back home, my family and all the boys. Yeah, right on. Thanks.
Good luck tomorrow, Baron. Well done.
Thank you.
A lot of the boys are happy for him. Surfers like Makana Pang, Noah Beshin, Kalani Rivero. They have a tight crew that spar every single day on the North Shore, and they back him. Never forget that win at sunset. They cheering him up the beach. He called it the best day of his life. But since then, he's had a lot to learn, and I love how he's saying how he's got to learn how to really take on pressure, because that's never going to go away.
Yeah, it definitely isn't, and that is one thing that the cut's doing. It's teaching these surfers a bit more resilience. I've heard Isabella Nichols talk about it. Now we're hearing Baron talk about it. And, you know, they really are going to have to surf their best if they want to make this cut.
And oftentimes you see Baron, you think of him in hollow slabs. You're going, okay, he'd probably want to surf the box or pipeline or backdoor. But it shows that he can get it done in powerful open-face waves just like he did at Sunset Beach.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were just talking about it in the last heat, just how suited Baron is to this style of wave. You know, it's a big open ocean energy swells that come through here. And I feel like, he could do well at this event. And, he had such an amazing breakout year. Just was on top of the world, couldn't do anything wrong, was right up there at the top of the ratings. But it's a different story now. Just screw that pressure in, and it can really affect people, but he seems to be handling it.
And it just brings us back to the legacy of Kelly Slater.
Yeah.
Barron 23, Joao Chianca 22, Kelly 51. And able to get a heat win over the guy that's leading the tour and getting wins after he struggled for some results past the midseason cut. You often wonder what's motivating Kelly, and I think he's got some clear motivation like we saw today.
Yeah, it was definitely clear to me watching that heat. Just he is determined. I watched a post-heat interview at Bell's, and he looked disappointed in himself, and he looked fired up, and you can definitely see it in the way that he's surfing these waves and attacking them. And yeah, he was on fire today, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of Kelly in this event.
He looks so determined. And one thing that you picked out is board selection. I think there's been a lot of his peers like yourself that sometimes want him to ride like a vintage type of outline that he performed on in the past because it's nostalgic. He's been pushing equipment, for so long, and landing on a board that you enjoyed, Rich, that probably meant a lot.
Yeah, I had a few of those conversations today, actually, and so many people came up to me. It's like, oh, wouldn't you love to see Kelly on a, just a 6.0 rounded pin, or, just like the old days. But I feel like part of Kelly's challenge is within himself is to ride the equipment that he wants to ride, and whether that's something a little bit different than what everyone else is riding. I mean, we came down and surfed with him yesterday. He was riding a twin fin. So, this is where his mind's at. So he's constantly challenged by not only the things that he's doing with his equipment, but the surfers around him as well. But today was definitely a big one for him. He got the, he beat the guy with the yellow jersey. So that's a big one. But most importantly, I think he'll walk away confident with the way he surfed on those waves.
That's right. Never been in this position. He's trying to make this midseason cut. We'll keep you posted on the live rankings as we continue. Always going to be a part of the big WSL post show here at Margaret River is John Florence, a man that is turning in a masterclass, not just one year like the 2017 year, which changed surfing at main break forever, but he's reliable. That layback dagger, no matter if it's just a little overhead or triple overhead, he's still proven to be unbeatable.
Yeah, this is a love romance that I can't stop looking away from. John Florence and Margaret River main break. It's just, you can't look away. He's one of the best to do it out here, if not the best. And yeah, I mean, look at the surfing that he put on today. I mean, just absolutely amazing and unpredictable too. I mean, just, yeah, blowing my mind. And I loved watching that heat. Absolute wave the day today.
9.10, 8.83 for John Florence to completely run away with his opening round matchup. Remember, he was runner-up in the final last year to local boy Jack Robinson, but he is on pace to still be the man to beat when it comes to performing at this venue.
Yeah, he continues to just offer tutorials on how to surf this place, and he's the benchmark, and everyone else has got to try and figure out a way to match him out here. And just his results, we were talking about in the heat. I was lucky enough to call it with Ronnie. He's got like 41 excellent scores out here now. The closest to him is about 12 or 13. So that just goes to show you how much he has this place on lock. But got to mention Seth Moniz in that heat as well. That last wave, that clutch wave and maneuver that he did on the opening of that ride was a defining moment for me, and maybe his pathway back up the ratings. It was great to see him attack.
That's a crazy stat. 41 excellent scores in just 9 starts, a relatively short period of time. All the injuries he's been through, which has been radical. And we're still enjoying that wild impact of what he did in 2017 when surfing truly changed with his performance.
Oh, completely. I mean, I still remember watching it here and just being blown away. I mean, I've grown up surfing this wave and I'd never seen someone surf it the way he did. And, I know he's inspiring so many younger generations too. I know lots of these young kids here are watching him being like, you know what, I want to surf like John.
Let's keep this conversation going as we transition into the Boost Mobile wave of the day. Yes, surprise, surprise. Congratulations. John Florence, 9.10, Rick.
Yeah, back on the Ghost model, and I'm sure John Pizel's getting requests for orders and customs right now, but his equipment is on point, and John just has such an affinity with this wave, just laying down these crazy hacks, these power carves. The way he just ropes it around and gets the release, and then so much control. It's poetry.
And I guess that's the connection too with that story of John and John Peisel, and that ghost model that he's able to shrink down to a 6'2 max, and then hold his rail longer than anybody on tour. I mean, if you're competing, Felicity, do you order a ghost or something like it just to see what John feels?
You'd be thinking about it, and like this happens a lot on tour, you know, like the people at the top or the people that start winning at these certain events, you know, people take notice of those boards and what boards they're riding, and you know, maybe every now and then you're like, oh, I might try that board, and you jump on and you have a go, and then you give that feedback to your shaper, or you know, you see if your shaper can do something different. If they don't, maybe you do do the switch.
Oh, so cool. As we transition, last seat of the day, a special moment for South Africa's Matthew McGillivray. He's with Stace.
You love a big end section hit at Margaret River, Matty. Well done.
Thank you. Stoked to get through there. Close one.
Close indeed. Even better, you've made the cut, mate. Well done.
Thank you. That's a really good feeling to know I've made the cut this year. And it's nice to be in a better position going into this event now with the pressure off.
Bit of a bra and a jaw this afternoon?
Yeah, we're going to have a young brewski later.
I know you've got a lot of friends and family and some special people that you want to check in with back at home, Matty.
Yeah, so I just wanted to do a shout out. There's a surfer from the south coast of Durban. His name's Jared, and yeah, his mom got cancer and she's got a year left. So we've set up a GoFundMe page. They unfortunately aren't in a very good financial situation, so he has to go and work, and he won't be able to spend time with his mom unless we help him financially. So we've set up a GoFundMe. The link's in my bio. It'd be awesome if people can check it out and support, so that yeah, our friend can spend time with his mom, and we can make sure this last year is going to be a comfortable one.
Thank you, Matty. Check him out on Instagram. Cheers, mate. Well done.
Awesome.
Thank you, Stace, and well done to Matthew McGillivray. He's beyond himself in surviving this cut, but also a big shout out to his friends and family, people close to him back home. Definitely check out Matty's Instagram to find out more information on the GoFundMe. And look at this crew making the cut. Matthew McGillivray with that win joins this stellar list. Connor O'Leary got the news earlier today, and we're running out of spots. Remember, taking the top 22 for the rest of the season, and I think we're down to 9 spots left.
Yeah, your maths is spot on, mate. 13 have made it, and they've got tickets, so this is going to be so clutch these next couple of days, and it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. The pressure's just going to intensify.
It certainly is, so congrats to this crew already. We'll now be able to surf pressure-free for the remainder of this event, the rest of the season, as they try to make the WSL Final 5. Let's dive into the Surfline forecast. A lot of hype on what to expect tomorrow on Saturday. Felicity, as the local, what are you seeing here?
Yeah, look, today was a great day of competition, and I think we're just going to see another great day of competition tomorrow. I mean, it's looking like we're going to have really nice light winds, a bit bigger swell, light offshore, east winds, and then that slight westerly in the afternoon. But, you know, it's going to be similar to today. It's going to be light, still going to be super contestable. But then we're going to see a bit of swell building later on, and it's going to get pretty big and it's going to get pretty windy. So, yeah, no shortage of swell coming.
So today locally, it's Friday. You can see tomorrow, Saturday, 8 to 10 feet in the morning offshore. Wind switches to side shore, still with that solid 8 to 10 foot plus range. So maybe even bigger tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I think there's there won't be any shortage of swell, that's for sure. And then I think it's batten down the hatches after that. We may be running for cover for a day or two, but on the backside of that, I think everything switches around into glorious conditions again.
Welcome to the top 5 of the WSL Post Show on this wonderful Friday. Oh yeah, Connor O'Leary, Matthew McGillivray. You're heading to the Surf Ranch. You get to go to Brazil to compete, El Salvador, Jeffreys Bay. Congratulations, Tahiti. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm really excited for those two surfers, and loved seeing Connor on his backhand today, just absolutely lighting up that right. So strong, and yeah, pretty excited for Matthew too. I mean, what a clutch performance there right at the end, and yeah, he's going to be happy with that.
And he loves that he's got main breaks to perform on at the cut. And how about this man, a 3-time world champ, was so solid today, Rick?
Yeah, he was, and well, arguably the best goofy foot performance of the entire day. Gabriel, you know, started a little slow, but then picked it up and just started manhandling these right-handers out at Margaret River main break. This is sort of the surfing that we're used to seeing from Gabriel. Really just hasn't had the opportunity in some of the events so far this year, and he actually said that. He was like, you know, I haven't had the opportunity. It was nice to really dig in.
Number 3 was the final exchange. Liam O'Brien and Felipe Toledo.
Yeah, this was super, super exciting. But, yeah, it was all about this guy right here, Liam O'Brien. Absolutely went to town on this wave, and his timing was exceptional. The way he drifted those fins there and coming up into this last section just got better and better and better. And, yeah, walking away with a 9.07.
Special one there. Number 2 is Italo, buzzer beater to get the heat win today.
Yeah, this was clutch. It was a tight one, and these competitors were kind of going wave for wave, and this was right on the buzzer. You can hear it going off in the background, and Italo just tagged this thing all the way through to the inside and just floats over the rock shelf.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about
Always
great
fun.
surfing, Italo. And number 1, John Florence, main break masterclass.
Absolute mastery. And like I said, this romance, I can't look away. It's just so beautiful to watch. He is really the best to do it out here. And he didn't just get one wave in the excellent range, he got 3. So absolutely impressive there.
That was absolutely magic. Did you have a favorite wave, Rich?
This one here, actually, where he kind of got a little crazy off the lip and righted the coping for a little while, just stayed in control. And, you know, I just loved how he sort of mixed it up a bit today as well. You know, the power carves and then, you know, some radical stuff. Yeah, it's amazing to watch.
41 excellent waves and a 41,000 excellent sunsets.
Yeah, have a look at this. Are you
It's
kidding
beautiful.
me?
Selfie time?
Yeah.
We can wait for after the show. I hope you guys are enjoying this. West is best.
Beautiful.
You've told us that before, and you're the local, but it is true.
It is true. We are walking on a dream here.
Absolutely loving it. Thanks for joining us all day on this wonderful Friday. Tomorrow's looking promising for maybe one of the best days we've had in the waiting period. Join us on worldsurfleague.com early tomorrow morning for the call, and we'll leave you with the highlights. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Take a look at the day that we have today. Conditions are unbelievable. Absolute paradise.
All right, we are ready to roll. Well, Zeke Lau's come to play this morning.
Jacob Wilcox taking off.
A big section to work with. Very well surfed heat for Pupo.
Leaf Hazelwood.
Here's Jackson Baker.
Obliterates that thing.
Sees the shelf. I'm out of here.
How much he's burying that rail there.
Liam O'Brien.
9.07. Beautiful first turn. Absolutely laying it. Literally running on dry reef. Look how low he is in that bottom turn. What is that?
That's 130.
That's 130.
Rides the coping for a little while there.
Unbelievable. And that was enough to get him that second spot.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.